What's up, guys? It's Carson back here from Toxic Gaming with today another mixed OU Wi-Fi battle. Today we got one up against a good buddy of mine. You guys have seen him before on the channel. Good old Shroomraver, Dave, the Shroomraver. You know him from the Drunk Walk and stuff. But I asked on Twitter for a good old battle and looking for people, and he came asking about memes and how much you could do with it, and I said, you know what? Stay within OU rules, sleep quads and stuff like that, but you're ready to meme out all you want. Today, guys, we got Feralthorn coming back, the same Seed T-Wave Feralthorn. We actually have a Rest Talk D-Dancing with Waterfall Mega Gyarados, a Flame Orb SD Eradicate, Unaware Wish Protect Clefable, Special Scarf Embor with Scald, Grass Knot, Focus Blast, and Overheat, and then Calm Mind Latias with Life Orb. Basic Latias. Our real memes for this team are the Rest Talk Mega Gyarados, the Special Scarf Embor, and his good old Eradicate. And he's got the Pidgeot, which I assume is Mega, the Gardevoir, a Trevenant, Electros, Empoleon, and Uxie. And so we're going to get right on into the battle and see what Shroom decides to lead off with. Today we see this in the channel. We can see what we can do with this new team. He sends out Pink Floyd the Uxie, and I go out Feralthorn first turn. I'm thinking get Rocks, Leech Seed, T-Waving, things like that up first. Well, he goes for the knockoff. We were in call, we were doing this. He called me the bad set by having both Iron Barbs and ended up being Rocky Helmet damage. So he was expecting something a little bit more meme with the Rocky Helmet, as I just go for the T-Wave. Uxie is, I believe, based like 105 speed. Uxie and them are pretty fast, or at least 95, something like that. So T-Waving this thing is really nice later on for things like Embor. Even though I am Scarf Embor, it's just nice to have a T-Wave on this thing. He decides to go for the U-turn, decided to try to get a little initiative, get something in here to deal with Feralthorn better, and get to the Iron Barb's damage, chipping away stuff at this Uxie. Uxie's bulky enough to where any chip damage is good damage. And she goes out to, I don't even know how to say that name, but it's the Electros, and I just go for the Stealth Rock. He was probably predicting me to quick T-Wave again, maybe, or he has Flamethrower, things like that. So I just immediately switch out, right out into my Embor. Special Embor being able to take most moves of this Electros can do pretty well. I'm thinking of that. And he goes right for the Volt Switch to get a little initiative, and Embor does not take that as nearly as well as I want him to. So he decides to switch out right back into the Uxie, back into Pink Floyd here, and I'm just like, you know what? It's time to meme out a little bit. Let's see what Embor can really do with the Scarf. Best thing is Psychic Me, and that's fine. I'm gonna go straight for the Overheat. Just fucking trying to blow this Uxie back, and it decides to tank it. Sadly, the Scarf Embor didn't work as he T-Waves me. So now my Scarf is pretty much useless. Like, there's nothing decided what this Scarf is going to do now. But I'm thinking in here with Embor, I mean, I might as well just keep Embor in, but I was like, maybe it's not the best. So I decided to switch out, and I go into Feralthorn again, realizing this Uxie doesn't want Feralthorn in here, doesn't feel like it can do much to Feralthorn, and I get the para. If you know Shroom, you know his channel, which links will be down below. If you know him, you know he gets hacked out a decent amount in battle, so having that T-Wave came through really nice, was enjoyable. He decides to switch out here into the good old Empoleon, and I'm thinking he's probably just going to defog or something, and I quick Gyro Ball because it could do damage to basically anything, and Empoleon does a nice 9 damage too. So at least it does something, and he decides to Scald to try to get the burn. Easy, a good play to bring out that and try to get something for that, and I just go for Leech Seed. I'm going to get as much health off this Empoleon as possible so that hopefully Gyarados can deal with it better, or Latios can deal with it better. As we're going, just get Feralthorn up health. Like, Feralthorn just needs the health, and he decides to just straight up defog this turn. And I stay in because I know he can only hit me with Scald, and I'm just going to go and T-Wave him again. Like, I'm gonna make T-Wave and make Paralyze work for me, one of the most broken moves in the game. Probably T-Wave, maybe Knockoff is number 2, but I'm getting that T-Wave to work for me by paralyzing as many things as possible. And just wearing away Empoleon with the Leech Seed, and I decided now to switch out because I feel like he might go for Defog again, or go for Scald again. So I go into the Gyarados, drop the Intimidate on him, hoping he didn't have Defiant, but he decides to set up his own Stealth Rocks right now, which I'm really happy to get Gyarados out here early against this thing. and I get a little bit of health back. I didn't really need it, but it's better to take it off Empoleon as much as I can. He's going to withdraw the Empoleon here, as I am going to end up going for D-Dance, on guessing he would switch out, but I'm going to set up the D-Dance. I figured he maybe would have gone into something else, maybe the Trevenant, but either way, he's probably thinking I have like Crunch, I have stuff like that. Even though he knows I am bringing memes, he doesn't know which one this Gyarados actually is after the D-Dance. And my only attacking move is Waterfall, so sadly I can't do much to Trevenant in the way of it, but I do have Rest and Sleep Talk as it is. So if Trevenant does hit me pretty hard, I can rest off the damage, then Sleep Talk and try to hit it with something or get another D-Dance up. And right now Gyarados is just going to go for the Waterfall, just kill this Uxie if I can. Yeah, okay, I forgot if I killed it or not, but getting rid of that Uxie or as much damage on it as I could, that's all I needed. And he brings out Fanghorn, the Trevenant, and this Trevenant right now is very interesting. I go for the Waterfall, it's my only attacking move against this thing, get it almost to half, and he goes for Wood Hammer. I find out that this Trevenant is banded Wood Hammer, so Gyarados is gone. Trevenant doesn't kill himself, and I'm sitting here like, well, shit. Here's Emboar. I'll be able to live a Wood Hammer. I should be able to live a Wood Hammer. I'm not thinking he's banded at this point, but I'm like, I should be able to live one. I mean, maybe. I should. It's an Emboar. Nope. Not today. Emboar decides to go down to the Wood Hammer, and I figured this would also take out the Trevenant, and he literally lived on 2 HP. He told me later. He lived on 2. And so I'm sitting here with Clefable, and I'm like, you know what, hopefully I'm going to be able to outspeed this thing here with the Moonblast. I decided instead to Wish, thinking he might preserve, but he decides not to. He just goes for the Wood Hammer one more time, and this is fully bulky, defensively bulky Clefable. And that Wood Hammer just blew Clefable back out of the water. Like, I'm surprised that Clefable took it as poorly as I did. But he goes into this Gardevoir, and I'm sitting here thinking, what the hell is Gardevoir going to do against me? You can't. Is it hidden power poison? Like, what the hell is he actually thinking about with this Gardevoir? So I decided to switch out into Ferrothorn, knowing he probably can't hit me with anything, and I can threaten him with Gyro Ball pretty easily. And he decides to go for Light Screen. And I'm like, okay, this is a good Screens Gardevoir. I've not seen that a whole lot. Maybe it's a thing I just haven't seen much. He goes for the second Reflect Screen, so now he has both of them up. He's ready to go. And I thought he was honestly going to switch out at that point, so I just Leech Seeded, and I'm like, okay, now after Seeds on this Gardevoir, he has to think about switching out. Like, the Gyro Ball is too big of a threat for him not to switch out. So I'm just sitting here, what can he do? And he goes for Future Sight, and I'm like, okay, this Gardevoir is things that I don't know, and I went for Stealth Rocks, guessing the switch out, and so now I'm sitting here more confused about this Gardevoir than when I started. And Ferrothorn's here just taking as much health from this thing as possible with Leech Seeds, and now he decides to switch out. And I'm sitting here like, well, why the fuck didn't you do that before? Because now, as he goes into the Electros, this was the point where I quit Gyro Ball. Like, I finally decided to try to get a kill, and it didn't happen. This does maybe 17 damage to good old Electros with the crit. And he goes for Flamethrower, and gratefully enough, because I'm at full, I actually live this. I'm thinking, great, I can get a Leech Seed off, I can go another turn, I can switch into something else. Very, very nice situation for me, until Future Sight. Future Sight decides to almost kill me. I'm like, okay, I'm just there. Ferrothorn, you're hanging on by a little bit, you're hanging on just a little bit. Ferrothorn's doing his work this match because he couldn't do the last one, and so I ended up switching out into my Raticate. It's kind of weird, I figured he might Volt Switch right now, so I could get that free orb turn up, and he does decide to Volt Switch, and I didn't think I was going to take it as bad as I did. I knew Raticate isn't as bulky as anybody thinks it is, but he goes back out into the Gardevoir, and I get my, I believe it's Burn Orb that I have, but he traces my guts, which really doesn't matter for Gardevoir tracing my guts. But I get the Flame Orb stuff, and I go for the Facade. I'm thinking this is going to kill him, easily kill him. He lives, he Mementos. He pulled off the Screens Memento Gardevoir. And at this point, I threw everything out the window. I should have been ready for something like this with the good old banded Woodhammer Trevenant, but even though the Gardevoir did go down, I'm sitting here with a burned -2 attack Raticate against a Mega Pidgeot, and I'm sitting here like, I have to Sucker Punch. I'm not gonna do anything else but be able to Sucker Punch this thing. And as he Mega Evolves, greatly as I go for the Sucker Punch, it fails because he goes for the agility. And now I'm sitting here like, well, fuck. Everything I have is slower than this thing. And all I can do is click Sucker Punch. Even though I live the burn, I can still click Sucker Punch. It's all I can do to this thing. And he knows. He could easily have set up a second agility right there and just let me die to myself and not taking that damage. But he decides to go for the Hurricane, just killing anyway. Eradicate didn't technically get a kill with the Gardevoir, but is what it is the Reflect's gone and I bring in Latios. I know I can take any one hit from this thing. And I have a feeling I can beat it with the Draco Meteor. He Hurricanes, and I can take that Hurricane with Latios. I drop the Draco on him. Latios, Life Orb, Latios, even though he has Life Orb, Calm Mind with, I think, like, Recover and Psychic, or Psyshock is the other move, being able to take on the Mega Pidgeot and just getting that thing, the scary, scary thing that is Mega Pidgeot, out of my world. And Latios is just there. I'm just hanging on by a little bit. He brings out the Empoleon, I'm like, okay, I have to switch out. I have to do this right now because I need that special attack to be able to beat Empoleon. So I go into Ferrothorn. I'm ready to just kind of sack off Ferrothorn if I need to. Maybe get another Leech Seed up, maybe. He goes right for the Scald, and sadly, that's going to do enough to just let him hang on, but, you know, the burn. Scald's 99% chance to burn. I was ready just to give up Ferrothorn at that point anyway. So Ferrothorn, even though he did decent work this match, he still couldn't hold on until the end, and I bring in Clefable. I'm sitting here like, I either Moonblast and try to get damage on this thing, or I wish to heal up my Latios. I'm thinking I have to wish to heal up my Latios. This thing, he's going to be able to beat me with the Scald on Clefable, but I need Latios to be able to win. I need that Latios to get more health. I can hit him with a Calm Mind. I can Calm Mind, hit him with Psychic, and win from there. And I die to rocks. Good old Stealth Rock decided to come through and kill Latios, and Shroom got the win, and it was all because of Stealth Rocks. But good game to Shroom. Guys, go check him out. His links and everything will be down below. There's links to my Twitter and stuff. Follow me there. If you guys want a battle, I will be asking periodically throughout the weeks to get mixed OU battles mainly, and just reply on there, get your friend code going. We got it. But I'm going to get up and out of here, and so thank you guys for coming out. I'm Carson, this is Toxic Gaming, and as always, you guys stay toxic. We'll see you guys.